Have you ever asked yourself, why do you act the way you act? Why do you do the things you do when it comes to money? Is there something that is fueling this belief system? In this video, I want to attempt to tell you 5 questions to ask yourself about money that will literally transform how you think, change your mindset, and in turn, of course, change your life. Hi, money friends, your money friend Fadekemi here. So recently, I was reading this book. I'm still reading the book actually. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Eka. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I was reading the book and I'm still reading it. But the book has so many gems, like it's busting my brains. It's quite similar to the idea of psychology of money, just that this one is deeper and gives you practical solutions to solving your problem. So, one thing that has been highlighted to me in everything he said is that there is something that controls the physical. Basically, the spiritual controls the physical when it comes to your money. And I'm not even trying to be Christianese or anything, but even in like logical terms, for example, when you are typing on your system, you type in maybe a letter and you say, "Dear Fadikemi, how are you doing today?" And when you want to print it out, what will happen? You will print out what you put in physically. So when you were putting in that thing, you did not see that dear Fadikemi, you didn't see it physically. But by the time you type it in, you are able to bring out something. Basically saying that the software controls the hardware, the internal controls the external. Many of the things that we see physically, they are controlled by something behind the scenes. Hey, it was so powerful. And it dawned on me that a lot of us are making mistakes in our money, making mistakes in our decision making, even in dealing with our YouTube channel or whatever it is that you're doing, your career, business. The problem is that we keep trying to correct the hardware, not the software. If you want to see solution in your life, correct the software, and then you will see results in your hardware. If you want to see solutions and you want to see the problem solved, correct the software and you will see the hardware fixed. How powerful is that? Let me give you guys an example. Maybe as I wanted to write, "Dear Fadikemi, how are you doing today?" I wrote, "Dear Fadikemi, how are you does today?" And I'll print it out from the printer and I see, "How are you does today?" I'm like, I don't want to say "how are you does." I want to see "how are you doing." How can I correct this? Then I pick an eraser or a pen and I cancel it. Does. Now I go and print again. By the time I print it out, what will I find there? "How are you does today?" I will keep saying "how are you does today" until I go into the system and actually correct it. So if you want to see results on the outside in your result, the things that you're bringing in, correct what is going on the inside. When you correct what is going on the inside, everything changes. This is just such a mind-blowing concept to understand. And it made me realize that, there's something that the author said. The author said that, we act the way we do because of something we have been told in the past about money. Our parents and their ideologies about money, their beliefs about money, what we saw our parents do. Some of us rebelled against what they did, and some of us took what they did. For example, maybe you saw your father always say, "There's no money, there's no money." So because of that, you decided, in this life, I will always have money. And so you went all the way, right? While some people, they were telling them that, "See, you are too ambitious, you are too ambitious." And this made them, decide to cower in and say, "No problem, I don't want to be too ambitious." Or maybe they feel that maybe when you were growing up, all the rich people they seemed greedy. And so in your mind, you said, "I don't want to be rich because I don't want to be greedy." These are things that impact our money mind and it determines how we act. So it made me just, rethink my life and say, how did my parents act about money? Why have I not moved past a particular income level? Why is my YouTube channel not moving past a particular? Yes, you can relate it with everything. Both YouTube channel, both your job, your career, you can relate it and say, why am I thinking the way I'm acting? Why is it that no matter what happens, I will say, I can't invest in stock market? Is there something? And I realized that there's so many things that were influencing how I thought about money, despite being an accountant. So I decided to Google. I went on Google and I searched out questions to ask myself. And I started answering these questions myself. And I thought, okay, let me bring it on the channel to, share it with you guys. Questions to ask yourself if you want to understand your money mindset. And I think that it's really going to change your life. So make sure to watch to the end because I have a very, very important question at the end for you. So the first question here is, how do I feel about spending money? Ask yourself that question. Do I feel guilty? Do I feel anxious? Or do I feel excited about spending money? Understanding your emotional response to spending can reveal deeper money beliefs. So, my beloved money friends, how do you feel about spending money? If you feel guilty anytime you want to spend money, you will be one of those people that like to save. You never spend on yourself. You'll be hoarding. You will have scarcity mindset. You will not agree that if you spend, more will come. You won't be one of those people that like to, invest in yourself. They say, oh, come and pay a 200k for course. Be like, 200k. So, do you feel excited? There are some people that they just love spending. They believe money is for pleasure, just be enjoying life. Do you feel excited? Those people too, there's a good part of it, but the bad side is that you may not be a saver. So understand and ask yourself the question, how do I feel about spending money? The second question is, what is my relationship with debt? Do I view debt as a tool or a burden? I realized that for me, I used to see debt as a burden. So I used to be like, I beg, if I can avoid burden, I'd rather save up for it. But I've realized that inflation will deal with you if you are saving up for it in this economy. So if you have opportunity, and it took series of situations happening in my life that made me realize that, see, sometimes debt is not always bad. It depends on what you're borrowing for. I'm not now licensing you to now go and borrow, just borrow for maybe borrow for wig or borrow for clothes. But you can borrow if it is for a good cause, and if you know that thing, in the next 2 months, 3 months, saving up for it will not solve the problem, right? So ask yourself, do I see it as a tool or a burden? Your attitude towards debt can significantly impact your financial future. Some of us are not going to be able to take deals. You won't be able to take opportunities because you're seeing debt as a problem. Meanwhile, you could have used that debt. Maybe, for example, you have opportunity to borrow 150k at 5% interest, and you're going to invest into something that will give you 50% interest. Because you are too scared of debt, you won't take the money. Then you would have lost, and that is you that would have gained 45% interest. So that's it. So a lot of wealthy people actually, borrow a lot. So it just depends about you doing your proper analysis about what is in it for you, what's the gain, everything, and if you have to, do it. The next question to ask yourself is, what are my financial goals? Now, financial goals are different for different people. For someone, it may be, okay, my financial goal is to be debt free. For another person, it could be, I want to buy a car. It could be, by the time I'm 40, I want to have a property. So do you have clear and specific financial goals? A lot of us don't have, and even me myself, I have to ask myself, do I have financial goals for my life? But I have had for a while. I've been having goals, and the thing about financial goals is, it's one of my goals that I said, okay, when I'm 30, I must have this. I don't have it yet. We bless the Lord. Nothing has happened. I have not died. I will have it. Okay, there is still time. So this is the lie that we always like to believe. The limiting belief we believe with ourselves. The fact that, if I don't get it, then you'll not bother again. Be like, I beg, I'm done with all this setting of goals. If you don't get it this year, you don't get it next year, there is still time as long as you are alive. Right? So I just wanted to tell us that. Another question to ask yourself is, how do I define financial success? This is such a deep question. Everyone has asked themselves this question. Not just even financial success. How do I define success? What is success to you? Like, I remember the Psychology of Money writer saying that, his father's definition of financial success was retiring at a certain age and then staying with family, spending all the money he has saved. So for you, what is success to you? If it is it a certain amount of money? Is it a specific lifestyle? Is it something that success to you may be, okay, I have my children, I educate all my children and they surround my table. You may not want to be rich, right? Some people, success to them is, I am wealthy, I'm able to afford going to any country in the world because you really like traveling, right? That's one of my own goals. I want to travel the world, not like every time, but I really want to see new places. That is success to me. Right, when I'm seeing new place, when I'm able to afford it conveniently, not the one that I would squeeze it out of my bank, then I will have 15 balance. No, God forbid. So I would not travel until I know that, okay, yes, I can conveniently afford it. So what does success mean to you? Your definition of success will influence your financial behavior. So get a pen and paper and write, what is my goal for when I'm 50, for when I'm 60, for when I'm 40? These are questions to ask yourself. The next question, the fifth question is, how do I manage unexpected financial setbacks? Do you panic? Do you avoid the problem? Do you take proactive steps to solve the problem? Your response to financial challenges can reveal your resilience and financial wisdom. That is so good. Remember when I spoke about how when things don't go the way you planned it, how do you solve it? That's it. You keep going. You keep pushing. You don't throw in the towel, right? It determines your financial success. It determines how you move on up in the financial ladder. Again, what you think on the inside influences your outside. There is a way that wealthy people think that you're not thinking like that. That's why you don't have money. That's what I've told myself. Adekemi, there's a way that people think that you don't think. When you start thinking like that, you start making the money that they're making. I'm going to add this bonus question. Final question to ask yourself. Very important. Ask yourself, what thoughts and beliefs do my parents and caregivers have they believed, or do they believe, that influenced how I believe and what I do now about money? This is the most important of it all. So make sure you ask yourself that question. Did my mother believe in saving? Maybe that's why I save a lot. Did my father believe in reckless spending? Maybe that's why I spend the way I spend. Did my father always say there's no money, and so that's why I'm always scared of not having money? Ask yourself, what did my parents believe? What beliefs, what systems, what things did I see growing up unconsciously that is affecting and impacting how I am seeing money now? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What question is standing out to you? What did you learn from this video? And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Remember to subscribe. Subscribing is free. Yes, like, share, and I'll see you in my next video.